this is Brandon from Watches on You. Today we're taking a look at the Omega Globemaster. Now, first I want to remind you that we're here at Continental Diamond in St. Louis Park, Minnesota. I'll be leaving a link in the description to their website as well as to our channel store where we've listed our favorite watches and watch accessories, so I highly encourage you to check that out as it does support the channel. Now moving into this piece, so as I said, this is the Omega Globemaster, and this is kind of Omega's answer to the ROLEX DATEJUST. I mean, it has many of the same design elements, for example, the fluted bezel. Now, one thing I want to make clear is that the fluted bezel on this watch isn't necessarily related to the fluted bezel on the Rolex. In fact, Omega claims to have been making fluted bezels since 1910, so the design it's kind of unclear who came up with the design first, but obviously in this setting, frankly, the Rolex is known more for the fluted bezel, but that's something to keep in mind. Also, on Rolex Datejust, a lot of the times the fluted bezel is made out of a precious metal like white gold or yellow gold, but in this watch, it's actually made out of a special tungsten carbide, which is even more scratch resistant than ceramic, so it is an essentially scratch-proof bezel. So that's something to keep in mind. Also, I absolutely love the pie pan dial on this piece. You can see it really kind of changes the look of the watch and makes the kind of sunray pattern look quite unique on this piece and really stick out. I mean, it almost looks like an ocean wave is going across the dial, in my opinion, but it looks wonderful. So getting back to this watch and kind of why it's significant. So the Globemaster is actually, it's an observatory watch, hence the observatory on the back. And it's kind of Omega's most high performance watch. So in this, you've got the caliber 8900 and it's actually METAS certified. So that is essentially a very big step up from just being COSC certified, and this is a master chronometer because it qualifies by the METAS standards. And I'll leave a link in the description to Omega's website or to a different website where they actually describe what those standards are. But some of them include, like, they have to retain accuracy after being exposed to 15,000 Gauss magnetic field, which is similar to what would be encountered in a MRI machine, which is 1.5 Tesla is, I think, kind of around the normal clinical standard for an MRI machine. I'm actually a biomedical engineering major, so I should know that, and I'm pre-med as well, so I'll definitely be learning that in the coming years as I'm only a junior. But anyways, I think that that's a really cool feature to have, because if you've seen videos online of what happens to metal inside of an MRI machine, it's a very strong, they create very strong magnetic fields. So that's something to keep in mind. And I'll move on to a wrist shot. So this watch has a 39mm diameter, which is perfect by my standards. It's around 40mm, not too big, not too small. It's not going to look too big on anyone's wrist, and it's really not going to look too small. Just for comparison purposes, I have about a 6.5-inch wrist in circumference, so that's how that looks, and it matches nicely with my blue sweater. But I think this watch is spectacular. Again, if you want to be a little bit more unique than a Datejust, and actually, in my opinion, moving on to another tangent, this watch has, the bracelet on this watch is actually quite similar to my Breguet Type 20 bracelet, which I'll show you here. Oh, sorry for bumping the camera. It's really a very similar design, and this is the Breguet Type 20, this is mine. And it's super comfortable. The Breguet bracelet is one of the most comfortable that I've experienced. However, the deployant clasp on the Breguet is a little bit itchy, to be honest, but this Omega has a double deployant, which makes it very comfortable. And it also has buttons on the side, so it's secure as well. So that's something to keep in mind. So all in all, this is a fantastic watch. And remember, we're at Continental Diamond in St. Louis Park, Minnesota. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. And if you do subscribe, hit the bell on the side of the subscription button so you actually get our notifications. If you don't do that, you will not get notifications. So keep that in mind. Thanks for watching.